It's Sunday, February 15th, and you tuned into the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. Right now, you're listening to We P3 Radio, proudly produced in partnership with Reads Across America Radio. Together, we share a mission: remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and to teach the future generations the value of freedom. A freedom bought and paid for and secured by the brave men and women who have worn our nation's and community uniforms. Stay tuned for We Got Your 6 at 6. Now playing on We P3 Radio, Need to Feed by Die Tired.
Trucker. Tom Cruise, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the We P3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Good evening. Andrea Eichmann here with the People's Patriot Project, and I'm here with Mark and Frank, and tonight we're here again to bring you our weekly We Got Your 6 at 6 live stream and podcast. Every week we bring in a guest and an artist, and we share all the good things and sometimes not so good things that are happening in our world. This week, our two amazing guests are Joey McNutt with Hinderless 22, and he's also got the Ronnie McNutt Foundation. And then we'll have some music and sharing with Jesse James. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We could not do this. Oh my gosh, we couldn't do anything that we do without our sponsors and friends. And I'm going to share with you right now the Catch 22, Derek Iozio and his peer support group. Thank you for being there for us, Derek. Derek is our godfather. He does way more than the Catch 22, but we want to recognize his nonprofit, his foundation there. And then I'm going to bring in the Crustingers with their Operation Texas Strong, taking donated RVs and homing veterans. It is an amazing program that they've got going on. They get some amazing RVs, and they're down there in Weatherford, Texas. They are, oh my gosh, they've got to be close to 300 or over 300 RVs that they have already put veterans in. Pretty amazing program. Thank you, Peggy and Bobby. I want to thank all of our guests, all of our sponsors, and those listeners out there. Before we dive into this week's show, I invite you to listen to Dave Bray, USA, and the Star Spangled Banner.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take the time to stand if you are capable of standing. Out of honor and respect, please remove your covers and prepare yourself how you need to show your greatest gratitude for the amazing freedoms and liberties we have achieved under one of the most powerful symbols in the world. Please cast your attention as we respect our old glory.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
It's time for We Got Your 6 at 6. We're here. We're ready. We're going to do it.
Just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Started. Here we go. All right, we're here. It's Sunday, February 15th, and it's time to get to work. We have some amazing guests here. We have the one, the only Joey McNutt from Hinderless 22 down south, a brother we've had here before, and just an amazing mission based on terrible circumstances, but the legacy continues regardless. And then we got Jesse James, about the extreme opposite from Mr. McNutt in demographics or geographics. He's in Alaska. So we're going to cover the earth here tonight, folks. But we got to get to work. We constantly talk about it. We want to be about it. We want to make sure it's happening. So we've got a little message from our spokesperson, Bastian.
At the People's Patriot Project, our mission is more than just words. It's a call to action. Each of us bears the vital responsibility to check your 6. We begin this important journey with a moment of self-assessment. Ask yourself, are you truly mission ready? If the answer is no, don't wait in silence. Reach out. Use your skills. Lean into your resources and connect with your network. Whether you turn to a trusted friend, a supportive organization, or dial 988, remember, you must be battle ready to stand strong for the mission ahead. Once you feel equipped, take that next step. Reach out to 6 people in your circle. Check in on them. No agenda, no judgment, just genuine connection. This is how we build strength, shield one another, and serve our communities with pride. Together, we reaffirm our commitment. We got this. Patriot Pride.
It is time to check your 6. If you're not ready, then reach out to someone that knows has your back. And if you are ready, it's time to get on the mission and contact 6 people in your contact list and say, hey, just checking on you. Want to know that you're good. Sorry, not sorry. Make some of those conversations a challenging conversation. We all know the stories of, I wish I'd reached out one more time, or why didn't they reach out to me? Or I wish I'd have said I loved you one more time. Don't be the excuse. Don't be the reason. Let's make it work. All right. With that said, I'm going to give you a little project. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put up a tune. I put the whole thing up. I don't expect everyone to watch the visual. It's going to give it away right away. But I feel like something has been missing lately, a long time, a good chunk. And today I was pondering, I was doing some things. I'm like, I need a breath of fresh air. I need something. So again, close your eyes and listen for a minute.
Deep inside the forest is a door into another land. Here is our life and home. We are staying here forever in the beauty of this place all alone. We keep on hoping maybe there's a world where we don't have to run, and maybe there's a time we'll call our own, living free in harmony and majesty. Take me home, take me home. Walking through a land where every living have to run, and maybe there's a time we'll call our own, living free in harmony and majesty. Take me home, take me home. There's a world where we don't.
I needed me some of that right there. That got me to a place where I had all the feels, where there was a sense of innocence, where there was a place where I could remember where my life was full and all the stuff was there that I needed. And maybe there's a place. And there is. There really is. I believe in that. I believe we can get there. I believe all those things. And it made me feel good. And it reminded me of Joey McNutt, too. Just because we don't get to see his face tonight, but it's it reminded me of Joey McNutt.
Yeah.
Welcome here, folks. Thanks for coming on, gentlemen. That's when you're supposed to say, welcome to be here.
I don't do cues very well.
Well, maybe everybody off.
This is what happens when you tell everybody at the beginning of the show, just listen. Just listen.
I know, right? Joey McNutt, tell us who you are, tell us about your mission, and tell us about your service.
Well, I am Joey McNutt, and I co-founded with my family Hinderless 22, the Ronnie McNutt Foundation, and we co-founded our nonprofit in memory of my little brother, Ronnie McNutt, who was also a veteran and took his own life in 2020. Since then, we wanted to do more for our veterans, especially in our rural areas, because we're in rural Mississippi. So we just started trying to help financially. We created the Ronnie McNutt Memorial Scholarship. We started helping veterans with basic essentials, prepaid cards to travel to and from appointments and different things. Our latest project is we began building tiny homes for homeless veterans, and they'll also be going through programs tailored directly for them and their goals to get them off the street and back on their feet. So we've got a lot going on. It's been a lot of fundraising. We've got to talk to a lot of vets. We've worked with several other nonprofits as well. And we still do a lot of other things besides work on this tiny home property and program that we've got going together. I spent 23 years in the military and was in the Army, and I was medically retired in 2020. Yeah, I left the military side out of it for a minute.
Andrea will do the research here because I'm bossy like that. But we had you on the show like first year, and we're on episode 292 right now.
Right.
And we have been watching just an amazing impact that you've had down in that space down there. A, I want to say thank you. B, I want to say congratulations. We get into this fight and battle and the muddiness of what we've all created. About close to 58,000 organizations that say they're helping veterans, and they're not.
Right.
But I can tell you right now that the team down on Hinderless 22 and Joey McNutt and Ronnie McNutt's McNutt. Say it again for me. How do I say it down there?
Hey, down here in the South, we just say McNutt, just like we say McDonald's.
McDonald's. Does that come with a side of fries sometimes?
Hey, yes, it does.
Fair enough. No, but just the amazing. I know when we had you on the first time, we kind of went into depth and details about, what had happened or the case on your brother. And our show has changed in the dynamics of what we do. And we will remember Ronnie McNutt. We will say Ronnie McNutt's name, and we'll know that things are getting done through Hinderless 22 because of the impact and what the McNutt crew are getting done down there. And we appreciate you, brother.
Definitely.
Excited. There was a time, and again, I laid reference to it, where I knew who I was going to see at one time. And then, did you cut the beard for a challenge?
I did. Actually, at one of our poker run bike rides, we have a benefit auction after each one, and I actually auctioned off my beard to raise more money. So,
yeah, the picture I just had up there had nothing, was not even close to what it looked like before. I think like you live in the woods of Alabama. Is that what happened?
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Oh, we live in the woods, raised in the woods. I mean, you can't even get cable TV where we're at.
Oh, I gotta go see if we can find a historical clip while I'm looking. Mr. James, why don't you share who you are, what you are, and your mission in the world?
Oh man, well, thanks for having me. First of all, my name is Jesse James. I am a veteran singer-songwriter. I live in Alaska, but I grew up in Oklahoma, in the middle of the oil field down there, not far from Cushing, the pipeline crossroads of the world, they call it. And so I grew up 10 miles east of Cushing in a little town called Drumright. And I joined the military right out of high school. And so I graduated in 2001. And I served from 01 to 05 in the Air Force as a C-130 mechanic. Being a C-130 and their mission from 01 to 05, you can imagine the places that I've been. So anyway, aside from that, I spent a lot of years. I'm a father of 3 children. My oldest is 21. I'm also a grandpa. So that one's fun. But anyway, so I live up here in Alaska. I play out quite a bit. But my mission right now has been, taking care of myself, my family, my friends. I have volunteered for many years for veteran nonprofits, the Fallen Outdoors, Battle Dogs up here. So you had Dave on with the national anthem. I got to meet him. He was up here through with Battle Dogs through that Highway Home project with Matthew JC a while back. And so anyway, my mission with this is I actually I had the privilege to attend Warrior Song down at Camp Southern Ground back in November. And one of the things that they did right there at the end was kind of quantify what they did. And we all knew what they did and how much they spent to put us in front of all the folks that they did. And they challenged us to go give it back. And so as soon as I got back, I mentioned to my fiance that I wanted to launch an LLC. And so we started, she actually pulled up the computer, I think, that day, and we launched Uncharted Path LLC. And with Uncharted Path, we are partnering with nonprofit organizations. So we put on events, and we have a monthly Songwriters in the Round that's our signature event. And what we do with that is we actually raise funds from that and give that directly to veteran nonprofits right here in our local area. So Operation Iron Warrior. Right now, it's that time of year where we're running the Iron Dog, which is the precursor to the Iditarod that's coming up, the sled dog race. And so those guys are running the Iditarod Trail right now. They actually just left Operation Iron Warrior. They just left in the expedition class on the 12th, and they should be finishing up. I believe the race should finish probably tomorrow or the next day, but it takes about 5 to 6 days to run that trail for them. And they have a mission where they're putting veterans right there on the trail, on the sleds, as well as helping at different checkpoints, things like that. And so our mission is to give back to folks that have that kind of a mission. And so we're using these artist spotlight Songwriters in the Round shows. And we're giving a portion of those proceeds right back to veteran nonprofits.
Amazing.
What I miss. I miss.
One of the things that we find is that when we get connected with those that are service-oriented and that are on the mission, in a mission, doing the stuff, no one knows how to slow down. No one knows where there's no stop. And we constantly have the conversation about how there's no end. This isn't like the Boston Marathon where there's an end line. You cross the line, it's done, it's over with. there are checkpoints, more so to speak, where everyone is going to go until we're done going. And that's the reality. And I appreciate you. I know that Joey's doing that. Just your plates are full. And again, we're trying to work together. Me and Jess had this conversation before the show. And it's like, the connection piece is hard to do. The collaboration is hard to do because everyone's plate is so astronomically full and all the things that everyone is getting done. And so it's a blessing to have both of you on here tonight. I appreciate both of you and the efforts that you're doing in helping the world make it a better place. Jess, you got a song you're going to roll off with us right away.
Right away. All right. Which one you want to start with? You want to start with 23?
Do your thing, brother.
All right, cool. So this song I actually wrote back in September 10th of 2024. I knew 9/11 was coming the next day, and I was just doing some reflecting. And I couldn't believe it had already been 23 years. I mean, I was just a kid running away from home when I went and joined the military. And yeah, so I wrote this song, and I actually couldn't play it for a while, but I played it that first time September 11th at an open mic. But anyway, this song actually got me into Warrior Song as well. So without further ado, it's called 23. How can it be that many years ago, since that day, everything changed? It's just the calm before the storm. I could go back for I knew where I would be standing today. I would find myself there. I would tell me, son, this is only the start of the day. This whole world won't ever look like what you dreamed it would when you were young. So much has happened since that day you ran away from home and then you wish home. It's 23. How can it be? We've forgotten where we all stood that day. Younger man, without a care brewing, heavy heart, it was never worth the pain. If I could go back before I knew where I would be standing today, I would find myself and I would tell me, son, this is only the start of the day. This whole world won't ever look like what you dreamed of when you were young. So much has happened
23. How can it be that many years?
I lost your audio.
Oh, Peterson's muted.
There it is.
Wow.
That is Jesse James, 23. That's a chill one. I got the chill bumps, got the whole thing.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, that was one that I just wrote in reflection time. So,
well, another pivotal moment in our lives where all of us had a little bit of uncertainty and did not know all the things and probably needed a little Tom Pace that day as well. And a lot of young men and women made decisions to do the most patriot thing that they could do at that moment. And wow, good one. We can see the face now.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey, I think there's some user level maintenance needs to be done on my laptop camera, so I had to switch to the phone.
I always love when the McNutts are around. That's just the spirit rises. The spirit rises. I've been a huge fan recently of what did I call this young lady? I called her a antagonist. Yeah, she's an antagonist for sure. I'm going to show one of my favorite clips as of reason. And she's an antagonist. You guys got to see it. Hope this doesn't offend anybody.
To the pack, I'll tingle maker. Into the fucking elections on nation, on the good, and the biscuit, with the fun. Behind all you hot.
There we go. Get her done, little girl. You go do it. You sell it. You scream it. You do it. I got to have some of that too. Joey, what have you been up to? I mean, you kind of went into it already, but you share your mission. Now, what are you working on now? What are we getting done?
Well, we're getting power poles put up to run the electricity to our tiny homes. We got set back a little bit because a couple of weeks ago, here in North Mississippi, we had an ice storm, shut everything down for a couple of weeks. Just recently got power back, our internet back and things. So it's put us a little behind, but we have our main house on our Ronnie's Retreat property that is ready. And we have one veteran that is getting eye surgery done. Then he'll be moving into that main house. And we're actively looking for another struggling veteran to move into this main house we have on Ronnie's Retreat. So we've got 2 rooms that are available at the moment and ready to go.
So you have this facility down there, this property now. I've been watching you clear this property for a minute.
Yeah.
Is there like now you say small homes, tiny houses.
Right.
Is there a model, or are you guys looking to put anything there that can house a veteran?
Well, it'll all be tiny homes. There's really no model because a lot of what we're building these tiny homes out with is donated building materials. So they're all going to be the same size, which is a 12 by 20. I mean, we're not building a luxury condo resort here. We're building a peaceful retreat style, serene healing property so we can get these veterans and help them heal and give them the tools to regain their worth. Now, the insides may look a little different from one to the next because we have, we've had some lumber donated, and then we may have paneling donated. So a lot of the things we're putting into these tiny homes is actually donated building materials. So they won't be cookie cutter tiny homes.
Sure. So, and I'm asking this because I want to get to my next question. Is there room and space to park, like maybe a donated RV in your space?
There is space to park that, as a matter of fact, because we just cut a big lot of timber off on our land that joins this property, and we just don't have the per se hookups for the campers yet.
Sure.
That's something we're looking into once we get the electricity to these tiny homes done, because we don't want to set anybody out there if we can't get them power.
100%.
You know, but that is definitely something we've talked about, and we may move on with that, because it's almost like you can get these used campers cheaper than building the tiny homes anyway. And that's what we're looking for, is just suitable living modular conditions for these veterans, because most of these veterans are just going to come through and it'll be transient type housing. Once they finish their programs and be back on their feet, they'll be back out in the community with more substantial housing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We might know a person. That's the whole reason that I have this question. And I know that you and we have never had a problem with giving a call and having a conversation and building and growing and stuff. And so
right.
I can't overpromise and underdeliver, and I definitely won't do that. But
right.
I know that in the conversations we're having, there are thousands of these RVs all over the country. We just need to find a way to get them, and that's just another whole logistical piece. But
right,
yeah, no, love what you're doing down there, brother. How's the family?
Oh, they're doing good. You know, I keep them busy. You know, my wife and my mother, I keep them the busiest. They're my road dogs. You know, anything I go and do, any Hinderless 22 Ronnie's retreat, I got them right there with me. You know, so I keep them pretty busy. Sometimes they have to slow me down a little bit because I just want to keep on going all the time.
I can imagine what that looks like when they do that too. That's a little snapback.
Yeah, it is. But I usually give in.
Yeah. A warm meal and some cuddles will always do that, right?
Right. They take good care of me, so I really can't complain too much about it.
Fair enough. Mr. Frank DeMyth, do you got any news for us this week? That microphone working yet?
No
news.
We got tons of news. I'm going to do a little special thing today since it's the Olympics. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of active duty folks that are in a program called the World Class Athlete Program. And these folks go out and compete and do things for God and country. And we got a handful of them at the Olympics right now. And I'm going to go through and talk a little bit about each one of them. First of all, first name that comes up is Army Sergeant Frank Del Duca. And he's from Maine. And he's in the Olympics competing in the 2-man and 4-man bobsled events. So I don't know if he's finished all of his events yet, but we wish him all the luck. God bless you. Next one is Army Specialist Azaria Hill. And Specialist Hill is from Santa Clarita, California. And she's also competing in bobsled races. Hey, kind of a trend. And I think that happened in previous Olympics too. So this is not uncommon. She has several Olympians in her family as well. Track and field star and 3-time Olympian Deneen Howard Hill won a gold and 2 silvers. Her father, Virgil Hill Sr., earned a silver medal for boxing. And Hill's aunt, Sherry Howard, is also a 3-time Olympian in track and field. So we wish her all the best. Next one, Air Force Staff Sergeant Kelly Curtis. And Staff Sergeant Curtis is from Princeton, New Jersey, and she was competing in the skeleton. And that's a crazy race. That's I don't think I could do that. That's kind of go headfirst down some ice-covered track and make it to the end and open your eyes. So I think her events are done, but I thank her for being there and being part of the team. Next is Army Specialist Sean Doherty, and he was in the biathlon. And he's from Center Conway, New Hampshire. I know that his events are over, and when I'm thank you for going out there and competing and representing the country. Army Private Spencer Howe was in pairs figure skating, and he's from Los Angeles, and he's competing in the pairs competition, and he started skating when he was just 9 years old. So now he's an Olympian. Thank you. We appreciate your effort. Army Sergeant Ben Loomis in the Nordic Combined. This is another one. He's from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, so he's used to snow and everything. Right here, pretty close to you guys.
Not far.
And I don't know if the Nordic Combined is done or not. And what I'll do next week is I'll go back through and I'll let everybody know where they placed if I can find it. Lastly, I think this is the last one. Army Staff Sergeant Deidre Irwin from Pulaski, Wisconsin. There you go. She is the top female athlete on the U.S. biathlon team. And her first Olympics was in 2022 in Beijing. And she placed 7th in the women's 15-kilometer individual biathlon. That's pretty darn good because we haven't really cracked the code on how to do really well in the Olympics in that sport. No, I was wrong. There's another one. Air Force Senior Airman Jasmine Jones. And Airman Jones is from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And she is competing in the 2-woman bobsled event. I don't know that that's gone off yet, but we'll track it down and try to come up with some updates on that one. I'm going to breeze through these next one really fast. Top European Union diplomats are drafting a list of concessions that Russia needs to make to secure real peace in Ukraine. There's some consternation in the group of allies, and the European Union has put together this list of concessions because they don't feel as if their issues are being addressed in the latest peace talks between Ukraine and U.S. and Russia. So they're going through and coming up with a list, and more power to them, but I'm not sure one of those parties is really concerned about negotiating a peace. So we'll see what happens there. Next, this is a different one. A lot of people don't know about the South Sudan, and the South Sudan has been going through political turmoil for years, and now it's gotten to the point where they call it a dangerous precipice, and the political deadlock is escalating into violence. So hopefully it won't boil over and become a worse battle between the political parties and a civil war, but I'll keep an eye on that one as well. And lastly, I can't believe this really happened. We have a story about a basketball player who was suspended one game for pushing another team's mascot. Now, you can't be rowdy and you can't do stuff, but I don't know how they have time to do anything like that, because most of the games are just run and gun now. There's not much defense being played. And this game that happened when this basketball player pushed the mascot, the final score was 142 to 111. So there you go. And it happened to be a Los Angeles Laker, and he pushed the Washington Wizards mascot. Gee whiz. No, that's a mascot's name. Gee whiz. So there you go. I've seen players in all kinds of sports get suspended for a lot of different things, but this is the first time I've seen a mascot pushing that got someone suspended. So better watch out, NBA players. Don't mess with the mascots. That's all I got for today, boss.
Thank you for the news. Mr. James, what are you working on right now, brother?
Oh, man, I'm working on a lot of stuff. So during the day, I am an industrial pump sales specialist. So that's my day job. And so I've constantly got that going on. But I'm also always looking to write new songs. So, I've got, like I said, the Uncharted Path in the Round side of things happening on every third Thursday. So that's coming up this next week for our next event. So that's going to have a lot of moving parts and pieces. Running the gauntlet at the VA, still with a bunch of the VA appointments. That's life for a lot of us. So anyhow, but that's what I've got going on right now. That's my life on a daily basis.
Fair enough. And you're in Alaska. I mean, what's the life? What's the day and what community are you in Alaska?
So I actually live out in Wasilla. I'm about an hour from Anchorage, just across the inlet. And my house is like the turn point for the air traffic. So I get to see all the old, the C-17s now have replaced the C-130. So they fly over the house all the time. But a day in my life is I office from home quite a bit. In Alaska, we have all these different challenges with obviously winter weather this time of year and lack of sunlight and things like that. But we're on the turn of that now, or around the turn of that, and gaining daylight, and it's getting warmer again. And we're looking forward to spring and summer already in my household. But a lot of folks really enjoy doing things like running. We call them snow machines here in Alaska. They're not snowmobiles in Alaska. And I was like, that makes no sense, but I've been here long enough now to just adopt it. And they go snow machining quite a bit. There's an Iron Dog race going on right now. Coming up here pretty soon. We got the Iditarod coming. We got Anchorage does their Ferrandi Festival every year around that same time, and they do the traditional start there of the Iditarod during that. And so it's a moving, happening time in Alaska this time of year.
There's a lot of space in Alaska. Have you got to cover the big gamut of it?
Well, so I've been all the way up to the North Slope with my pump job has taken me all the way up there to Prudhoe Bay many times. I've been all the way down into Southeast Alaska as well. Musically, I've covered, I don't know, about a third of the state probably. But Alaska reaches a lot broader space than what people realize. We kind of joke up here that if Texas wants to be the third largest state, we'll go ahead and have North and South or East and West Alaska, whichever one you want to do. Draw a line and we'll just laugh at Texas from then on. Alaska is a huge landscape, and it can be grueling. It can hurt you. It can kill you in a matter of seconds if you're not prepared for what's going to happen. Whether you hunt, fish, especially if you get outdoors. I mean, I don't know how many times I've had close encounters with bears and, the having trouble at sea with being on boats and things like that. So I've had my fair share of run-ins in Alaska. It's tried to take my life more than once.
Down here in West by God, Virginia, we're worried about running into a deer. I can't. It's like a little animal compared to the stuff up there.
Now, a few years ago, I was actually out. I used to run a bait station for black bears during the baiting season, and I was out for black bears. I just had my 6.5 Creedmoor and a sidearm with me, and heard some banging and clanging going on in one of my stands. I was sitting on another one, so I decided to go investigate. And I had two grizzly bears come out of that station, and I had to take one of them because he was going to take me. And yeah, he wasn't huge, but he squared out at 7'2". So
that's an elephant.
He would have made really quick work of me. It would have been no effort whatsoever for him. So I was glad that I was able to make a well-placed shot and still have clean underwear at the end of that day.
What is the mode of transportation from Anchorage to Prudhoe Bay?
Aircraft. You can drive it. There is a haul road that you can drive, but I don't have that much time. We were talking about 16, 18-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
Fairbanks from Anchorage is 6.5, 7 hours.
Okay. All right.
So
just trying to get a reference. I've never been to Alaska, and I know every time I go down to Texas and they say, "Oh, it's just over there," and it takes 4 hours to get there, I'm like not interested.
Here's the thing that surprises me. There's a lot of people that may not hunt, but they want to go up to Alaska to fish.
Yeah. Yeah, there's great fishing in Alaska. Right here in this, you can fly right into
What
Anchorage.
do grizzly bears eat?
Everything.
The people trying to
I always
find
see
the
them
fish,
out there
Frank.
with their paw in the water getting some big fish.
Those are some of the places where I've had some really close encounters. Yeah, it can be dangerous. It can be.
Nope. Not for me, brother.
You'll like it, Frank. I had an uncle-in-law that he was a SWAT team captain in Vegas. So for fun, he'd take long vacations, drive this big RV all the way up to somewhere in Alaska. I don't remember anymore. It's a long time ago, but he would come back through Minnesota to visit, and he had the biggest freezer I've ever seen in my life in this RV. And he'd open it up, and you could have a steak of whatever animal I've never seen in real life. Bear burgers, elk steak. I mean, just everything. Big, huge salmon, which I don't really eat fish, but I made an amazing salmon steak at one point. And I was like, wow, and he would just live there, which to me was absurd back. I mean, I was mid-20s. So it was a long time ago. And I'm like, wow, you can just live and hunt and then come back home with all of this food. It was pretty cool, but absolutely everything. He hunted, fished, and did everything up there. So
yeah, I've lived the subsistence lifestyle for many years. Not as much anymore, but my freezer still stays stocked and full. I get out and go halibut fishing anytime that the reserves get low on that.
Just for the halibut.
Just for the halibut?
Just for the halibut, yeah. And then, hunting wise, I've had successful moose hunts, caribou hunts, bear hunts, both black and grizzly. I've never gone over and done an actual brown bear hunt. I don't have any intentions to do that. And I haven't gotten to hunt Sitka blacktail deer yet, but I've certainly been able to consume them. And so we have a really large population of game animals, from the smallest to the biggest, as well as every kind of fish you could think of.
Well, you guys don't have boar up there, though.
Boar as in like pigs?
Yeah.
No, there's no feral pigs here.
They had a problem in Canada with that.
Yeah. Well, the climate here just doesn't. They can't survive it really. So
I love going boar hunting.
Oh yeah, me as well. Growing up in Oklahoma, we used to trap them quite a bit. So
yeah, I trap them with a 308.
Yeah, that's effective. That's one of the most effective ways to trap one. Those Texas guys, they get to go and get in helicopters and shoot. Yeah.
But I don't know. I know they got to get rid of them, but man, just spraying.
They're not interested in kindness. They're tearing up the
cleaning it out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand. I just that's not for me. I couldn't.
Oh, same. It would be fun to do it, but it's definitely there's no sport in that by any means. There's a lot more to ethical hunting than that kind of thing. But that's certainly trying to eradicate a problem where they're farming.
Yeah, well, they're good eating, and that's about all. I mean, they're really not beneficial for anything else.
There you go.
I think we had a guest one time that he lives in Texas. He was sitting around his bonfire the night before he was on the show, and he had a picture that he wanted to share, and it was like 3 different sizes and colors of these boars that just came snooping around the fire the night before. I'm like, wow, that's close.
You know what you call them? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Fair enough. The crazy part is this has not been an issue in our country for very long, but it's now like it's what do you call evasive species now, and they have had sightings of feral pigs in Minnesota and in Iowa. So it's getting out of control, and we just need to figure out a way to. And I don't think the earth has enough ham and bacon, to be honest with you. So I think
there's people that won't eat it.
Bacon. I'm just saying.
I'll eat anything.
Jesse, what's your next song, brother?
You know what? I will play you a song that I had the pleasure of co-writing down in Georgia with some other Warrior Song alumni. You've had Shannon Book on your show before. And he was actually one of the guys that helped me with this song. This one's called Enemies. And this one is some of what the world needs, in our opinion. This is kind of that feeling that veterans have of wouldn't it be nice to just go back to the world where we used to be able to have conversations and it didn't matter if we disagreed. It didn't necessarily make us enemies.
Take a seat. Would you care to take time to help me patch this busted wing? No need to fight. Let's just sit and talk a while. Maybe we can find a way to get us off this broken mind. About the weather, we can talk about our kids, talk about where we grew up, all the crazy shit we did. There's bound to be some common ground, even if we disagree. There's nothing here that makes us off the news. Turn that ball game on. What's there to lose? Stop scrolling on these phones. We can choose to stand together. Divided we will fall. There's bound to be some common ground, even if we disagree. So there's nothing here that makes us enemies. Lennon told us to imagine before we left this world behind. This is all we've all forgotten how to open up our minds. There's too many things to feed the hate that separates our fellow man. We could all stop pointing fingers. We could lend a helping hand. There's bound to be some common ground. On this we can agree. There's nothing here that makes us come together now and save us. There's nothing here that makes us
That is Jesse James with Enemies.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, that song's just about, a lot of the veterans that I speak to, especially those that have served in the same time frame that I did. Enough is enough of all the hate in the world, and we just want peace.
When did you pen that song, brother?
I just wrote that one down at Camp Southern Ground back in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots happened in our world since November. They haven't heard your song yet, and that's
not yet.
Yeah, we need to get it out there, man. We need to get it out there. So, are you okay? I know you don't have a ton of recorded, but can I cut this stuff for our radio station?
I don't mind at all. No, you're
I think we can get a clean enough cut on all of them.
Yeah.
We're cutting everyone's mic, and it's just you. And if you're okay with that, we'll put your stuff up on WP3 Radio.
I am okay with it. I don't have anything copyrighted by any means,
Sure.
but as long as you guys can protect it, I don't mind.
Mr. McNutt, you're too cool. You just steal the spotlight when we come on here, and I don't know why Andrea asked you to come on here, so we're done. You're too fun, brother. You're too fun. In the face of adversity, you are an absolute blessing to my world. I want you to know that.
Well, I appreciate that. Oh.
If I came down there and hung out, I've done this with our Louisiana folk, but when I go down there and I talk, they all want to correct me how I say my words. You guys going to do that to me?
No way.
All right. Do you have a big annual event?
Well, we do have an annual event, but we have a few annual events. Of course, we have our big Poker Run motorcycle ride, which is our Hinderless 22 ride for Ronnie's retreat yearly. That's our big annual event. But we also have a couple of other motorcycle groups and clubs that have rides for us as well. So, and they do that on a yearly basis as well. So we have a lot of events go on during the year. It's almost like every weekend we have something from spring to fall.
It's tiring. How do you get through all this?
I drink a lot of Monsters. My doctor said it's bad for me, but I told her it's cheaper than cocaine. So she said I could have a few monsters. But yeah, it's just one of those things, when you're doing something that you're passionate about, you don't seem as tired until afterwards. You just push and push and push. And then about every couple of weeks, your body just says, hey, you need to rest a little bit, And that's when my mom and my wife come in. They say, hey, we need to slow down for a few days, get some rest up, reset, and then get back to it.
How big is your team down there, brother?
Our team is actually 5 people. That's all of us. And 2 of the other people, including myself, so 3 total is family members. We have a veteran, Kelly Keltner, who is also an Iraq veteran. She does a lot of stuff for us, as far as for our booth when we set up at events, for talking to people, reaching out to people. And then we have Trent Floyd, and he does a lot of things for us to help us get our stuff to the events, unload, kind of work the booth a little bit with us, and different things to that. He's also my motorcycle mechanic. So he's very beneficial to the team because the motorcycle has to stay running.
Sure. What do you guys need the most to be more successful?
Oh man, I'll tell you, there's just so much. Because like I say, for us, we talk about donating to nonprofits, and people think when you say nonprofits, you just want money. But the thing with us is, for us, building materials and different resources are just as important as monetary donations to us. Because like I say, we've got these tiny homes going. We've got this main house that's going now. We need resources for these veterans that are going to need their different types of resources to get back on their feet. We have some already, but the more of us that work together, the more good we can do, because there's other programs out there that may offer something that we don't. And that's always great to have those resources, and to also have them in different areas, because a lot of veterans that reach out to us may not be in our local area. They may be in, California. They may be in Illinois. We have a lot reach out to us from across the United States. And I mean, there's not a whole lot that we can do for them there, except for help them find some resources there to help them. But yeah, resources, volunteers. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that we could use throughout our project here we got going.
What is the next big thing for the Ronnie McNutt Foundation, Hinderless 22?
Well, of course, spring is about here, so it's going to be what I call fundraising season. And our next big event we will be a part of is going to be down in Pasco County, Florida, Newport Richey, Florida, and that's going to be the Rebuild the Brave Ride for Honor. And this is going to be a big event, and it's being put on by another nonprofit. But I'll be there being a guest speaker. We'll also be vending and doing some different things at that event. But it's a big motorcycle ride, car show, motorcycle show. They're going to have activity areas for the kids, music, you name it, food. It's just going to be a big, great fundraising event for Rebuild the Brave. And I don't know if y'all know Rebuild the Brave. They're a fairly new nonprofit, but they were founded by Noelle Cooper, and y'all may know Noelle Cooper from her old TikTok account, Makeup Effects by Noelle. She does all the face paint tributes and stuff. And they, of course, I've known them for several years. We've talked several times about this tiny home stuff, and they're going to start a tiny home program there as well. And that's what this fundraiser is for them to raise money to break ground on their tiny home community as well. And then a couple of weeks after that, on April 11th, we have another ride here locally called the 22 a day for in memory of Specialist Colin Barber. And what they do, Colin Barber was a veteran himself. He did not die at his own hands. He was killed in a motorcycle wreck. And his brother started this nonprofit ride and reached out to us and wanted to connect and wanted to donate all the proceeds to us for the ride this year. And that'll be sponsored by Natchez Trace Harley Davidson in Tuscumbia, Alabama. So it's going to be another big event for us. And then, of course, still working on property, getting our property ready, building out the tiny homes, keeping all that going, on top of being at all the events and everything else that goes on. So, and we still do other things as well besides this tiny home property we're building. We're still helping veterans with basic essentials. We're still helping them with, utility bills, different things like that. They still reach out to us. So we're still doing that as well. And it takes a lot of money to keep going on doing all these things. And that's why we just keep going all year. I mean, our only slow time is usually between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And that's when we get a lot more stuff done as far as planning, work on properties and stuff like that.
Andrea sent me the information, and I can't remember if it was in the notes or if it was on. It must have been, you must have put it back here when the last time Mr. McNutt was on our show. Was that in the, there's so many notes. I shouldn't have so many private chats. I was told. January 8th, 2023. It's only been 3 years. It seems like a lot longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Mississippi, and I'm sorry, this is going to be competition.
Okay.
Does Mississippi do it like Louisiana when you have an event, all the cook teams show up and then you have all the amazing food? And do they do it like that there?
Not as much as Louisiana. We have food trucks that all show up and they just sell food. They do have some cooking competitions. They have some chili cook-offs. Down South Mississippi, of course, they have the oyster cook-off, crawfish festival. Now, that's about 6 hours away from where I'm at, but we've attended a lot of those ourselves because we lived down on the coast for 8 years when I was active duty. So they do have some cooking competitions, but mostly at these big events, you just have a lot of food trucks show up.
Oh, and it's not even up on the. So, I mean, I'm going to brag for a minute. Sorry. We have an amazing team that has a chat. We have a chapter down in Episdoe, Louisiana, and they put an event on for us. And our event first time was nice. We had 11 cook teams show up. It was kind of cool. I didn't realize I was the private judge. Me and Andrea were the private judge, and like, so we show up to the first booth and they give us a boat of food. I don't know how to explain it because I podcast it, but it's the big boat that you would put a hamburger and a side of fries in, size of boat.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to judge all 11 booths, and I get to booth number 3, and I'm like, I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it, man. I'm stuffed, and I kept telling the guys every time and gals I go, can I just get like a 16th of what you serve everyone else, literally? And they're like, no, and I feel bad because now I'm backpedaling and trying to put it into the garbage can where no one can see because there ain't no chance I can eat all this food. I've already ate 5 meals in the first 3 booths, and I'm like, I can't do this. But the network loved what we were doing, and it worked out. And the very next weekend, the first responders and some people created a WP3 cook team to go do the sheriff's event the next weekend. 70 cook-off teams.
Wow.
Do you know who the champions were?
Who?
We P3 champions, the first week, first cook-off, the whole thing. It was amazing. That's the We P3 cook-off team right there. Boom, folks. Anyway. And I was asking them because maybe the We P3 cook-off team should come down to Mississippi and be part of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to work on that.
And you probably need music.
Oh, I always need music at all events.
We know a guy up in Alaska.
I love the South, man. I miss the South so much.
Yeah, you just want to run over here for a weekend, you know.
just over there. Just over there.
Yeah, just right over here.
just a quick John.
Yes. We'll be right over. No, it is part of the piece of putting all the puzzle pieces together and we're in the process of building something that everyone's going to be invited to get your word, your mission, and all the pieces out. I think we're really close to a launch date on that, Miss Eichmann, but we got to kind of keep it on the. I don't know, why do people got to keep it on the down low? It is what it is.
Just in case.
Was blessed this week. No, I'm not trying to show you my boobies, but Mr. Scotty Frazier, thank you, buddy. We don't accept gifts. We don't do that. That's something we've always had it in our mission that said, you know what, if you're a consumer, you're not providing and helping. And so that is, but we love you to death, Scotty. Thank you for the amazing gift. You gave me a little bit of package of swag. I feel bad because I don't know that the rest of the team got it, so it is what it is. I'm sorry. It's no guilt thing, but I do want to say thank you to Scotty Frazier and the great work you're doing down there in the southern part of Texas, just down the road from Jesse James and what he's doing in Alaska.
Yeah.
So, well, what a blessing. And I can't believe you guys can talk about whatever you want now because we've gotten through all of our pieces. What's our biggest challenge right now, Mr. McNutt?
I think our biggest challenge is, especially when it comes to veterans, our biggest challenge is not getting in the military. Our biggest challenge is not basic training or any of the training or deployments. I think our biggest challenge is getting out of the military and transitioning back into civilian life. And I think that's one of the big priorities that we have in helping these veterans and these soldiers as well. But not only that, I think that a lot of first responders don't have the type of access to resources as they need as well. They're out here day to day. A lot of us service members, yeah, we see some bad stuff, but we only stay so long in the military before we come back home. A lot of these first responders, they see this stuff every day. So I think one of the biggest issues there is I think they need more resources as well.
Well, I mean, if I can piggyback your conversation and your point, I think we're all big, bad military killing machines and everyone thinks you need to do this stuff on your own, by yourself.
Right.
And that you need to isolate yourself. And again, there is a difference, and I'm not calling anyone out. And if you take ownership of this, I'm sorry, but I mean, we don't want to see you whining. We don't want to see you putting it out on social media. We don't want to, but find a trust, like Bastian said, the only sound mind on the whole panel right now. Take time and reach out to an organization, reach out to a confidant, reach out to someone if you're not in that space. And brothers and sisters, here's the other thing. I'm guilty of it. I watched one of my brothers drink himself to death, and I never stopped to even question, call him out. I didn't do a thing. And I mean, I don't live in guilt because he still made his choices. But at the same time, if you see a brother and sister is struggling, it is up to you to say something and do something. You know what? And if you do it once and you get punched in the nose, then do it the second time and get punched the second time. And then the third time, you don't do it the third time. I mean, that's crazy. But we can take a couple knock on the noggins.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to throw that knock the other way too. Yeah.
And that's kind of what I said about our program when we started to do this tiny home thing. When the idea come up, I said, a lot of these veterans, they won't reach out because we were never taught to. But if we can create something and it helps us to reach out to them, then maybe we can do some more good.
Amen. Amen, brother. And I do think there is a gigantic social aspect that doesn't mean sitting in a dark, smoky. I hate saying, because I think they're working and changing their dynamics, but Legion or VFW, and I think they're changing, they're growing, they're building because there's new blood in there. It's hard to get new blood into those places because the old guard is in there, man, and they know how to run things, and I get it, but that's not the narrative anymore. And again, that's why I love bringing this amazing music to our crowds, and bringing the message and bringing that word, and bringing my paws so I can slap them on you a little bit, and we do our thing together. And I don't know what that thing is, but that starting to sound weird, so I apologize for that. But Andrea said I can't say McNutt like I'm choking on it anymore.
I remember this conversation from the last time Joey was here. The McDonald's McNutt. I remember.
Yeah.
You're growling it out.
I get it. I'm a simpleton, so it's like you just do it simple here.
You just made it fun. You made it all fun.
Those guys are linguistics down there in the South, and they like bring out a flavor when they speak. I don't know what that is either, but that's what's your favorite Mississippi dish down there? If I was to come to Mississippi, where are we going?
Probably to my smoker.
Yeah.
I love to smoke ribs. I love to smoke deer necks. I love to smoke pretty much anything.
Deer necks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I eat all things, so I just don't know that I've ever had deer neck on my menu before. That's just.
Yeah, I keep the neck off of every deer I kill. And sometimes my wife even puts it in the crock pot like a roast.
Yeah.
I'll throw it in the smoker, cook it up like barbecue.
It makes all the sense in the world, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
If we come up there to northern Minnesota, up there in Alaska, where are you taking us, Jess?
Oh, man. Well, so you got to go down to Homer. You got to go see the end of the spit. You got to get out there and experience that harbor style life. Not to mention that's where the Kilchers live, and so there's always that kind of thing. I mean, Zach Brown himself has property in Homer, Alaska, so that tells you it's a beautiful place. It's one of the greatest places in Alaska, and you certainly want to see more than just the seaside of things. You want to see the interior as well. So you got to get up to Denali, see the mountain, see the wildlife. I mean, so much to do up here. There's outdoor adventures you could spend a month up here and not get to see but a fraction of what exists here. So
thank God.
Yeah, it's people come up on these cruises in Southeast Alaska, and they come up for a week or whatever. They don't even get to see interior Alaska. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've been to Alaska." Nah, no, you haven't. No, crazy. It took me years. It took me years to be able to experience it, and I've still got stuff that I would love to do that I haven't. Yeah, everything's a flight or a boat ride or a train ride away. Nothing is close. Around here, around Anchorage and the Matanuska Valley, we're on the road system, and we have a lot of things you can experience right here. But off the road is where Alaska begins.
Heck, the mosquitoes look like hummingbirds.
That's our state bird.
Do you know that for sure, Frank? Have you been to Alaska?
I've not want to go.
I saw one try to carry off a field mouse one time. I mean,
There you go. See?
Not literally, but I mean, if a mosquito up here landed on this pick, it would cover most of it.
I told you.
They're huge.
You know what? I've made a rule in life, and I share this with all people. If you don't know, or if you're telling me something that you've heard, I need to see some data. Not that I need to see a mosquito that big or anything like that, but we live too much in life where I heard another person, and I call people out for what I call parroting, like a parrot, the bird, caw.
He lives there.
They're huge. They're massive.
I rest my case.
Dude.
And they're relentless. I used to ride way back when, and I had my leathers on one time and watched one land and try to burrow through that leather. I mean, it was trying. So, yeah.
Nope. Nope.
They're massive.
Nope.
What's your temp right now, Jess?
I guess it's probably about 28 right now. Yeah, it's still freezing, but it's not super cold. We're handling that. I mean, in another month it'll be shorts and t-shirt weather at 40. So,
what's your temp right now, Joey?
We're at about 56 right now at the moment. Our high was 61 today.
You know what? I have a hard time believing this. The entire weekend, my sliding glass door was open here in Minnesota. It right now currently is 40 degrees, which is super pleasant considering 2 weeks ago was 35 below. So 100% okay with what's going on right now.
Oh, definitely.
Frank, what do you got going on? Last time we talked, you had mountains of snow up to your ankles. What do you got now?
Huh?
Now you got nothing to say?
Well, we're back to normal. I mean, the river's unfreezing, and I don't know if that's the right word, but
so you had 15 minutes of misery, huh? We got new guest. Thanks for being here, brother, sister, whoever. I can't believe this guy. He's trying to break a record. I don't. Thank you, Mr. Wagner. I remember all the times you've been here. I appreciate you. There must be one of your teammates there, Mr. McNutt.
Huh.
Send out a code word so McNutt knows who's talking to us. Jesse, you got another song for us. One more, right?
Oh, yeah. I've got at least one more.
All right.
So, yeah, this one, I wrote this song for 3 simple, mean people suck. That's all there is to it. Mean people suck. And
I like it already.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this one's actually called Mean. And I wrote it, a year and a couple months ago. So, it goes like this. I don't like mean people. Never really had. Haven't liked myself times on account of that. Being kind is free, they say, but perspective can be lost. No, just to live today, you gotta pay to count the cost. There's people working for nothing. Everybody's chasing their dream. Everybody's going through something.
is not promised. We all know it's true. In my eyes, let me see through the darkest parts of you. If you're angry and broken, take a look around. We're all going through the motion, struggle to stay above the ground. There's people working for nothing. Everybody's chasing their dream. Everybody's going through something. We don't have to be so mean. There's people working for nothing. Everybody's chasing their own dream. Everybody's living for something. We don't have to be so mean. We don't have to be so mean. I don't like mean people. Never really had.
That's Jesse James, Mean. That is about as simple as the conversation needs to be.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Having like myself at times on account of that. I've been mean. Everybody's guilty of it. There's enough going on. We don't have to be that. So that's what that song's all about.
That Bearden's changed his look. Not that I want to get away from this conversation, but Bearden, this is a guy in the network. He supports the McNutt Foundation, and also he's in the WP3 team a lot, and I appreciate you, brother. You flipped it up on me, brother. They couldn't recognize your new branding there, brother. It's all good.
He's actually our IT guy.
Yeah. We won't let it. We'll just pretend we didn't notice it. You didn't notice who that it was. That we'll see. Episode 292. We've been here for a minute. This isn't about us on Sunday nights. We come here, we share what people are doing across the country, across the world, what is getting done. Stuff is getting done, folks.
Yeah.
As much as the negative stuff, the mean stuff, as much as that stuff is captive, it's put in the news, and that's all we get to see, hear, and watch. And I'm slipping kind of into a final thought, which I don't want to do because that's what the next segment is. And that usually is ran by Frank. So I'll stop talking and let Frank start his dialogue.
Well, my dialogue for today would be careful what you ask for. So I've had some good luck. I've had some bad luck. And I always wanted to be kind of like there's no competition with the members of the class I graduated with. But if you looked at all my classes accomplishments, I mean, I would be down there in the cellar trying to stoke the furnace. Because, I mean, I've had classmates that are 4-star generals that retired as 4-star generals, and a bunch of 3 stars and 2 stars. And there's me. And I picked up writing and I wrote because I wanted to tell a story. And so now my first 2 books have won awards. And all of a sudden, I've been getting all these emails, people calling me, emailing me, and none of them are real. I mean, it's like the carcass of an animal, and once one bird sees it, they're all on it, and it gets kind of frustrating. And I don't know. It's nice to be doing something and do it well, but at the same time, you know, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And you get to that point and you're like, wow. And then it's like, oh crap. Now I gotta deal with all this other stuff. And the business end of writing books sucks. It sucks more than being out at a fighting position at first light. It sucks more than going on an exercise and having your boot get stuck in the mud. I mean, it sucks more than eating a week worth of MREs that you don't get to pick one. They just give it to you. I mean, it's just not fun sometimes, but I still like it.
Mr. Jesse James.
You know, you talked about what can we do more, and you were talking about the community things. Something that's doing really well up here for us in Alaska. We have more veterans per capita than any other state. And there's a lot of veteran nonprofit organizations. And so they actually have a group that I go and attend, and it's a veteran community program, veteran community partnership program. It's basically like a networking group of all the people that give a damn and are doing things to help veterans. There's a program that they're doing here in Alaska that's a winter preparedness program where they're actually plowing driveways and delivering firewood and helping veterans that wouldn't have that help otherwise. And they're taking them. It's not just that they do. They stop and they have a cup of coffee. You know, they have that moment. They check in with their people. You guys are talking about, you know, having your 6, and that's what it's all about. You do those check-ins. You know, I have had the honor of spending time with a lot of different veterans over the years here in Alaska doing, you know, hunting and fishing and things like that, just getting out and doing things. And you never know what anybody's going through until they tell you or until you see it with your own eyes. And I'll tell you, you guys, any one of us can be the difference for someone today, even if it's just a conversation. Man, my final thought goes right back to that. The same messages that come in those songs that come with Enemies and come with Mean, and it's let's stop focusing on all the bad stuff all the time and start focusing on the good, and how can we be a better, you know, how can we better our world around us? So stop pointing fingers and lend that hand.
Miss Eichmann.
Well, I'm going to first thank Jesse and thanks for coming back, Joey, the both of you. This show just, it was weird flow. There was no like awkward pauses or anything. It just flowed right through. And before I go into any comments about that, Jesse, your shirt, Zach, Zach and I have been in contact for the last couple years. We brought coffee to Fort Snelling for Reads Across America. And we're trying to get him on this show. So now I'm going to tell him, hey, Jesse was on here. You can get on here. Let's go, busy boy.
They sent us a bunch of shirts down to Warrior Song, and they have a great product and they're doing a great thing. So I wanted to make sure that, even if I don't plug them, so thanks for mentioning, but great company.
It did not go unnoticed, and he just done a big thing. So go check out Pillars of Valor on Instagram. He's got a big, I think he's looking for followers, and he's advertising some fundraising things to get him to get things rolling so he can be even more supportive. So Zach, we'll catch up with you one day, but thank you too for being on here. And I was actually looking, I know how far away, I mean, I don't know if I know for sure, but does it matter? Because Alaska's a really far ways away. And I want to get there. I want to get everywhere between here and there. So so there's that. But I was also looking where Joey is, and then we have a bayou region in Thibodaux and Houma, Louisiana. We have a chapter down there, which isn't so far away from Joey and the Hinderless crew down there. And then we have the Godfather down there in Alabama, which isn't far either. And so when Peterson says put his paws on, we're that close. I mean, we check into a flight and get there, and then we'll bring the rest of the crew in that live closer to that. So it's a huge world. It really is. Alaska is a huge world of its own, but then again, it's not really a huge world. And Jesse, when you said the most veterans per capita, I had to go. I was trying to figure out how many veterans per capita are in Puerto Rico, because, oh my word, for such a teeny space, there are 1 million veterans down there. And then there's so much room in Alaska. And then we have veterans all over up there. And it's just not such a small world that we can't continue to further our network and our loop. And we all have the same desire. I had a cool conversation with the lady who had just heard of us, and she's like, well, what is it that you really do? And I'm like, this is our simple definition, because there's nothing simple about because now we have our radio station, we have so many little fingers that jut out. Our core mission is we want to beat suicide to anyone who's struggling. We want to be faster than the doctor of death. We want to be faster than the demons that hide out under the covers. So anything that we can do to help before we get there. And then we know Joey, we know Jesse, we know Zach, we know whatever, everyone. Frank's out there on the East Coast. I mean, our net's bigger and bigger all the time, which means there should be fewer and fewer slipping through. So thank you very much. Then we have Phil. Top numbers for capita Alaska. There we go. See the top 3, the 2 biggest, and then little Puerto Rico. So yes, thank you for being not just a part of the show, but for sharing all of your mission and your time and your effort, talent, and treasure. Thank you very much.
Mr. McNutt.
I love it. First, thanks for having me back. I know it's been a while since we talked last time. Lots of things have been going on, been happening. Like I said, I think if we could all put our resources together, it's kind of like you were saying there. We're spread out all over the place. I mean, we can have resources everywhere. So the big thing to me is just remember, you're not alone in what you're going through. And a lot of us are out here that have been through some of the similar things that you went through. It's like I told a group of Vietnam veterans one time. I said, we may have been in different conflicts, but we have a lot of the same emotions and feelings as each other. So we can relate to a lot of things that each other goes through. And it always helps to reach out to somebody and just have a conversation. And if you notice somebody just not being themselves, just looking down, A lot of times it only takes a few kind words to change their whole day and whole outlook on life. And one of the biggest things that I tell people now too is, you got to always remember we're our own worst critics, right? And a lot of times, especially the ones of us that deal with mental health and different things, we feel like a burden to somebody. But you got to always remember that you make somebody else's life better just by being in theirs, whether you realize it or not. And I just want people to remember that.
You're all a blessing, man. You're all a blessing. I need to pull the reins back sometimes when I'm speaking, only because there's just so much in the space. There's so much knowledge. The reality is I walk into a classroom, and this is our classroom today, and everyone has a unique piece and feature that you can teach other people. And at the same time, there is something that each of you can bring to the table that I can have and earn and gain something from. And that is not being mean. And that is also being offended when Andrea says we got tiny fingers, because not all of us have tiny fingers. Okay, Miss Eichmann, that's just not fair for you to walk around saying. I love the laugh. And again, I know that laugh comes in the face of adversity. I love the knowledge, the mindset, and the willingness not to give up and let go by every single person on the screen. Phil Cook, who's chiming in, and the men and women that we've seen for the last 292 episodes. And I talked to Jesse before. We don't do a competition or a hierarchy of our musicians when they're out there doing this all on their own and building and growing and doing that thing. We don't do the same thing with boots on the ground organizations, except with the mindset that if you're not doing the work, then shut up and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Shut up and get out of the way. Join us. Or realize, I mean, every action has an after action report. And if you are not doing an after action report and saying, am I holding myself to the highest standard and accommodating the mission that I said I was going to do, then you need to readjust. That's basic military intel right there, folks, just so you know. Adjust your fire. The fact that we still have the conversation that we are losing 22 a day, and the number is higher than that, depending on what strategy you want to look at, the numbers 17 to 76 a day, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the numbers. We need to adjust our fire. And sometimes I'm blowing myself up right now. That fire needs to be in here. Adjust that fire. Adjust the heart. We are blessed beyond belief. I had, not that I would share with anyone, I had moments of tears tonight. I had moments of joy tonight. But the thing, all of it comes to the same spot. I know we are doing good.
Yeah. And
we're going to continue to do good. And we welcome and invite any of you to come and join the good. And this is all going to come together. It's going to look like this at some point, folks. Does this look like it, Andrea?
That looks a little bit like it, but yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty though.
It's a dome. It's going to be like that, kind of a little bit. We got this, brothers and sisters. You got this. If you know someone struggling, send them this episode tonight. We will put the YouTube link in here before we leave. Send them, let them know we are here. We will walk with them. We'll walk by them. We'll even carry them if we have to. We've been blessed. Patriot Pride. See you guys. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Tomorrow, 16:30, we are back here again live. We won't be with these guys unless they want to show up. We are here live tomorrow at 16:30. for the WP3 weekly debrief. Got to loosen the belt sometimes, folks. You got to get those. No, different show. Sorry. But we tell you what the People's Patriot Project is doing, what we're going. And tonight was about these guys. Next week, we're coming back. I hate to say it, we got an iffy guest. We're going to have to, we'll either switch it out, but we've for sure have Josh Hudson. He's actually in Japan right now, folks. He's going to come. He's going to play his music for us. We're excited to have him. And we'll be here next Sunday, same time, 1800 Central Standard Time. Patriot Pride. We'll see you when the smoke clears. And make sure you go check your 6. And the button should be pushed already. Oh.